I have one.
We're live.
All right, everyone, we are back after a break while others were addressing other bills and other committees. So we're gonna get back started on the conversations around the proposals of amendment. And so I guess, I'm trying to recall, which one were we focusing on?
Medicaid expansion.
And we have those posted to the page, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
There, so the one that's titled Medicaid Amendment? All right, so open the table up.
Were we done with the walkthrough with Ledge Council on both of the? Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Unless somebody wants to hear from council.
Just wanted to make sure.
What they shared, hammered in down my concern was that if this is expanded, that we should have equity and coverage, especially for rural Vermont, which is disproportionately covered by Medicaid. I don't think it's fair that ophthalmology would get Medicaid coverage for these procedures, and that if it was done by an optometrist doing the same procedure, that it wouldn't be covered. It's a friendly amendment to make sure that Vermonters are not going into more medical debt.
You know, I totally empathize with that. You know, I will say that I think this language itself is a bigger conversation because it's gonna require an appropriation and also address Medicaid. So that's our healthcare committee. So as I said before, this bill has two more stops on the train after us. And I think those are good conversations to have with those committees of jurisdiction as the vote.
My concern is that that was the same thing that was said in healthcare, and you know, like at what point does it become, because there will always, I'm afraid there's always going to be an excuse. So it will go to Ways and Means and they'll say, this is a tax committee, we don't deal with healthcare. And then this bill will end up getting passed and there'll be a very big unintended consequence.
We could also address it when the body returns in January, as the implementation date is until 2020. Rep. Coffin has her hand.
I was just gonna move that in the interest of getting the underlying bill through, that we end discussion on the amendments and vote them down. I suppose we vote unfavorable on the
So
amendments.
instead of, well, we would have to do these one at a time.
Okay,
So are you making a motion to find what we're discussing right here, the S64 Stone Amendment, Medicaid Amendment? 521, 1.1,
unfavorable.
favorable?
So does that mean a yes vote is,
It's
Are you-
against it.
is
Yeah.
against the
Yes.
amendment?
And these are straw polls. So it would be a thumb vote. So a thumb vote would be,
What are the straw
what's that?
polls?
Amended language, I believe is the process, right? Or is it
No,
a
you do a vote.
straight vote?
You don't have to report, it's not a vote, you have to report, because you're just deciding whether you're doing it, and then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I guess we could do one by one, yay, nay, but it's the same as a favorable or unfavorable thing. So, revenue,
For me, this makes this bill have the guardrails that make me feel comfortable, so I'm in favor of both these amendments, but.
heard. So, yes, Rep. White.
I'm also in favor of these amendments. I think it brings it closer to compromise and collaboration between these two groups that are so obviously not willing to come together right now. I think we talked about this with the Ethics Commission and the Secretary of State yesterday. You know, literally putting in language to tell them that by next year, please go up to the cafeteria and figure it out. And this has been going on for years. So if we can take any steps closer to bring them together, I think that's really important.
And I've shared that frustration over the 3.5 years that I've worked on this.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
we shouldn't be pushing through a bill that still doesn't have these two groups together.
And what I'm saying is because of how it has to so move through multiple committees on the floor, that I want to vote the bill out today. These conversations more about money, and this conversation is more about the healthcare committee. And the healthcare committee already voted the bill out too. Right, hang on.
I would like to see this bill move. I understand we're on a really short clock. As we often are this time of year, this is nothing unusual. And I really feel like the appropriations committee will have something to say about this Medicaid piece. And I have a degree of comfort in knowing that the effective date of the underlying bill is 2028. So I feel like no one in this building would leave a giant hole in terms of consequences like this, because we're pretty focused in this building on Medicaid coverage and making sure that Vermont has a very robust Medicaid coverage. So I would be inclined to be a thumbs up, which would to be to find this unfavorable.
Yes. So instead of doing thumbs right now, because this is such a more dense conversation, I would like, even though it's the same sort of result, I would do this as a yay nay. So a nay, and I guess we can still call the roll in a traditional form, but not use the sheet, or you could use the sheet, I guess. But I have to submit it.
So clear again, yes, votes it down, no.
Is against the proposed. Right.
But it's one and then the other, right?
Yes, we're doing one first. We were doing the Medicaid.
Medicaid first.
And just for process questions, is that up to the discretion of the chair to decide how we're gonna take the vote, thumbs or by voice?
As far as I know.
Okay,
Pretty much every time.
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Any further discussion on the proposal of amendment? Motion on the table is to find it unfavorable. So a yes is unfavorable, a no is. Clerk will call the roll.
Representative Boyden, no. Representative Coffin,
Yes.
Representative Hango,
Yes.
Representative Cooper,
No.
Representative Morgan,
Yes.
Representative Nugent.
Yeah.
Representative Pincinel,
Yes.
Representative Scully,
Yes.
Representative Stone,
No,
Representative Waters Evans,
No,
Representative Byron.
Yes. And so what my count, that's 6-5. Okay. And now we will do the same for the following question. Which is that the one titled medical practice?
medical practice, medical practice.
Any discussion? Anyone like to call a motion?
No.
Understood. Drop Coffin.
Okay. I move that we find this amendment unfavorable as well in the interest of trying to get the parent bill moved forward.
Okay. So is that the motion is to find it unfavorable?
Find it unfavorable.
Clerk will call the roll.
Representative Boyden, no. Representative Coffin,
Yes.
Representative Hango, Representative Cooper,
No.
Representative Morgan,
Yes.
Representative Nugent,
No.
Representative Pincinel,
Yes.
Representative Scully,
Yes.
Representative Stone,
no,
Representative Waters Evans,
No.
Representative Byron.
Yes. 6-5.
Now we gotta make a motion to find the bill favorable.
Well, I was gonna also open that back up for conversation. Yes, part of it.
I have struggled a lot with this bill. I understand and always want to support the Secretary of State's office and OPR. I really trust them and that they know what they're doing. I understand that we are once again in the middle of two important entities that don't agree with each other. And I've really tried to keep my focus this whole time on what we have control over, which is the OPR portion of it. And that being said, I think I'm not ready. And I found out like, 45 minutes ago that we were even voting on this today, because when I looked at the agenda before I came to work this morning, it was not on our agenda that this was going to be voted on this afternoon. And I can't, it should not be a surprise to any of us in this room that we were voting on this today. So even if it's something that I somehow missed it, whenever it was posted, I can't vote. I feel like we shouldn't even be voting for this, but if someone is going to force us to vote for this, which it really sounds like it's happening, I can't vote for this right now. It's just, we need more time. We can't say it's been 7 years. It's got to get out the door. It's been here a long time. We've been on our committee for 2 weeks. We talked about public records for 2 months and then did nothing with that conversation. So something like this, to talk about it for 2 weeks and then be like, come on, clock's ticking, we got to get it out of here. It doesn't settle well with me. And it's just, I want to support OPR. I know this is really important to a lot of people. I'm not like never a yes on this. And I think Mary Repstone's amendment started a good conversation. If we could take the time, I know we're running short on time, but if we could take the time to hear a little more testimony about how, maybe Secretary of State's office and OPR feels about these amendments or some other things, I would feel more comfortable with it. But the way it stands right now, I can't yes this. It seems, I don't like feeling like I've been bullied into something, and that's how I feel right now, that I'm being pushed to vote on something I'm not ready to vote for. So in that case, then I feel like my only option could be no.
I feel it's a really hard bill, but I think I'm hopeful that maybe one of these amendments or both of them could be added as it goes on its way. But I think the way it is right now, I feel like I have a responsibility to the bill as it is, and there's just too many unanswered questions or lack of consensus around some of the most important parts to me anyway. So yeah, I'm not gonna vote for it.
I'm gonna support moving the bill. I think today was a very prime example of how prickly this place can be. I think that we did put in at least a couple of half-an-hour segments of discomfort to try and get this thing more right. I think I heard sort of similar calls for process that we've heard in other rooms in this building. And this is a protracted disagreement that goes back decades. My father used to be the chair of this committee, and it was even when he was at the helm. You had the acrimony, as Hibbert put it. This is an ugly conversation. This is it's the nexus between toxic interests and politicians' responsibility to make tough decisions about professional regulation. And I think when I hear arguments about jurisdiction, I think that they usually endorse that an issue, pick any issue, government operations probably does have jurisdiction. So I just want to encourage, well, I guess I want to say I applaud Mary Catherine Stone for pressing the matter on process. And I think did so well, thoroughly. I appreciate her opportunity to do so, being honored. And I look forward to the body at large getting to weigh in on these same questions. We all are lawmakers, votes, get the chance to exercise those. So I think basically what happened today was you had dissenting members of this committee who never did get a chance to express that dissent. So it was sort of a quasi confusing back and forth between two forces that are not moving. And we had to figure out how best to weigh in on that. I think we maybe did do that okay today. We did it okay. I'm gonna support this because of some of the similar reasons to like what Mike Morgan said, you know, he decided 4 years ago. I think I probably decided around that time ago too, on this issue. Expansion, I think it's probably the right thing to do, but these points are very important for not just a couple of committees to decide on and the rest of us to trust that they made the right decision, you know, like maybe they had a sloppy process too. And I think that we can all learn from each other's perspectives on these things. And I agree with our astute, our newest member about, you know, there could be a middle ground sweet spot that some other cooler heads can explore, and we'll send it in the name of that process.
I really appreciate that, Barbara. And I just want to speak to like the table as a whole through this. Up until the cannabis bill, every bill we voted out of this committee has been unanimous. Even that was only 9-2. This is by far the most contentious conversation that we've had, but I don't think it's made contentious. I think we've done what this body was constructed to do. We had engaged conversation, been very respectful to each other's voices. And we managed ourselves in a very professional and dignified way. So I wanted to say that out loud. Right.
I think we beat it to death. I'll make a motion that we find S64 as currently written favorable to move forward.
There's a motion for S64. Passed by Senate. Not favorable. Final comment, Rep. Stowe.
I was told that it didn't matter if I voted yes or no. Didn't matter if I was in the room because the bill would stand on its own. I'm gonna stand here because I represent people who don't have the privilege to be here. And a lot of those people are the patients who inspired me to run. And I really appreciate y'all. I hope you know that I truly love and respect every single one of you sitting at this table. And what I did today was try to force dialogues. That doesn't happen a lot here. And I know when I said I feel muzzled, some people raised their eyebrows and got defensive. That shouldn't, I'm trying to push. I'm not going to be here for much longer, but I'm trying to create space where I can. So thanks for letting me do that. And I hope that I can pass the baton to y'all and you continue to do that because the people we represent deserve that. So I am going to vote no on this, shocking to no one. Sorry, those of y'all at home, I just run, you know, reveal, but it's a surprise, a suspense. But I hope we learn from this moment. And when I'm not here, you can reflect back on this and keep pushing forward in a way that makes this building work better for the people who are out there who don't get the privilege to sit in these seats.
Amen, member.
Very well said.
Further comment or discussion?
No.
Thank you, everyone. The clerk will call the roll.
Representative Boyden, no. Representative Coffin,
Yes.
Representative Hango,
Yes.
Representative Hooper,
Yes.
Representative Morgan,
Yes.
Representative Nugent,
No.
Representative Pincinel,
Yes.
Representative Scully,
Yes.
Representative Stone,
No,
Representative Waters Evans,
No.
Representative Byron,
Yes. I will be the reporter of the vote.
7-4-0.
All right, everyone. Seriously, a deep gratitude for this one. was not gonna be easy. And thank you.
No matter what year we pick.